So today I want to talk about a seamstress having manual dexterity. That's like skills with her hands, but she may not have the one thing that you most need besides the manual dexterity. And that thing is people skills. So every seamstress, day in and day out, as long as I've been working in this industry for over a decade, and I've been professionally sewing for over 2 decades, but purely in the bridal industry, there are so many seamstresses that have the manual dexterity, meaning they know how to move their hands and wiggle their fingers in an intricate way as to be able to like do certain types of stitching on your dress and having the ability to put things together as far as like pieces of your dress and so forth. The one thing that seamstresses lack, especially today, is people skills. So just because your seamstress can work on your gown doesn't mean she can work on giving you a great experience, because she may not have people skills. So this is really real. So this is something that you have to really consider. When you first inquire with the seamstress, I would say you kind of have to get the feel or like her vibe or whatever. So in cases like ours, in my bridal tailoring studio, our brides, they actually don't really talk to us. That is to say that they book the appointment through text message. They send a text message saying, oh, hey, hi, here's all of my info. Here's my wedding date. Here's the pictures to my dress. These are the alterations that I need. How much do you charge? And when can we get started? It usually goes like that. And the reason why is because we already have an established reputation. We have established client reviews, and we have an established team. And we have a website, which is one of the things that almost every seamstress in the industry doesn't have. And if they do have a website, it's very bare. Their pages are very plain, or it's just very vague. So with us, our website is more thorough. We try to give as much industry information as possible. And of course, we're always updating those things. But the difference is that because our brides feel confident that they can just book an alterations appointment and pay a $250 deposit through text message without ever talking to any one of us by phone, purely text message, is because we already have that reputation. We also do get referred from bridal stores. So that is truly a highly, highly beneficial thing for both the bridal boutique and the bride, for us as seamstresses to be able to have that interconnected relationship, I would say. It's what I call like the trust triangle. There's the bride, then the bridal store, then the seamstress. And so we all are kind of all connected together. It takes a lot to be able to get into that trust triangle, and for all three to be able to work that out cohesively, trying to make your wedding dress journey as seamless as possible. So keep in mind that the seamstress that you choose, you need to get a feel for first of all, how she responds when you inquire with her, the types of questions that you ask her, and you should be asking very specific questions. If you want a list to those questions, you can get it on our website. Just go to seamstressandthebride.com and you can download a free PDF that's basically called our Seamstress Seeker Scorecard. So the people skills is a must for any seamstress that you work with, and it is highly, highly needed. It's not just about getting the end result, which is the dress alterations themselves. You need somebody who can help you navigate through this stressful process, which is your wedding dress journey, all encompassing. It's not just like the tailoring of the dress. That part should be very easy, but it can get very, very technically tricky. So you need a seamstress that can help uplift you, help encourage you, and she can be able to help navigate you through your wedding dress journey. The tailoring of itself is not just the end result that you get, but you need to have a very wonderful and happy experience, all encompassing. Sometimes it's a people situational thingamajig that's just kind of all mixed mashed together. And believe it or not, since your seamstress is like literally the last vendor that you will see before you walk down the aisle on your big day, and I'm talking about vendors that you're working with outside of the wedding, not the people who are there at your wedding. So she is like the last vendor that you will be working with, and she is finishing all the fine details on your gown. She has to be able to help you navigate, even if you're having power tripping peeps, what I like to call them. So if you can relate to this episode, or if you have some wedding dress dilemma of your own, put it down in the comments below. Or if you have a very specific question that you need answering, you can go to seamstressandthebride.com and submit your question there. And be sure to stay tuned because your question could be featured on an upcoming episode.